Today, reading the newspapers, it is not surprising to see that the majority of the themes revolve around the effects of economy on social aspects of everyday living and student lives, marketing, and everyday necessities. Nearly everything is affected by the economical situation of the country. Through observations and comparison and contrast of issues presented in the article, stay tuned, University-owned station WNEG finds trouble in the air and other sources. The impact of economy, both locally and nationally, is clearly visible. Television and broadcasting companies continuously change tactics in response to the changes in the economy and audience by often going back to previously used methods in order to reach better results in the ever-changing business market. Television station owned by the University of Georgia is facing problems. Construction delays and financial problems push back the opening of the studio, completely disrupted class plans. These problems are mostly directly caused by the overall economic situation of the United States and the rest of the world. Debts, loans, lack of funding across the board, unemployment, and other factors have contributed in one way or another to the economic crisis. In the beginning of the fall semester of 2009, students at Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication were unable to broadcast live, as a broadcasting station located in the journalism building was under construction. While the students have been able to produce news online, the possibilities to broadcast or organize a show that would go on the air were not available. The problems within UGA's TV station display the effects of the economy in a clear and concrete manner. The executives at WNEG have found that in order to improve the situation of WNEG station, some of the aspects need to be modified. Huyayan, professor of electronic media and communications at the Department of Journalism and Mass Communications at the University of Tampere, writes, "The fight about visibility requires a continuous growth of program output, and at the same time broadcasters need to consider their presence in the new technological arena, transmissions network. Some of the solutions presented have been used years ago, and some are still just unclear innovative ideas." The original article presenting the TV station's fate mentions that people at WNEG are looking forward to bringing back some of the techniques used in earlier years of television. David Hazinski, telecommunications professor, mentioned the 1950s as a good time for the TV industry. Similar to the focus on 1950s, the TV station at the University of Georgia is basing their tactics on the interests of the local community. WNEG is a locally based station whose audience is Athens and Gainesville. The station's niche is to provide news and information that is important to the local viewers. The station focuses on news important to students, one of their audiences. Local and national audiences invariably prefer to see a program that looks and sounds like one of their own, writes Moran. They ask that on-screen figures act and sound like them, that situations and places shown feel familiar and recognizable, and the stories told on screen have to do with their world. While the television industry has always used techniques to find likes and dislikes of the viewers, WNEG programs are focused on the viewers more than previously. The programs aired and posted on the webcast are directly related to the lives of students and locals. The issues related to the college student lives are among the most frequent themes of the shows and podcasts. Focusing even more closely on the students is a continuation of a previously practiced trend. Also, Professor Mark Smith of the Telecommunications Department provided an interesting perspective, saying that while many things, like the economy and the audience, can change, the main aspect of the television does not change. People still want to be told stories, things that are close, friends, family. While other things like focus on the audience is kept, other aspects, for example the design, are changed. The new design of the WNEG station is focused to help the station to support itself, like it used before. Mark Smith mentioned that WNEG has two sources of income, the advertisements and the subscription fees. The UGA's TV station has felt the impact of the economy as the requests for advertisements have decreased. As the economy has slowed, companies are trying to cut back on expenses. Often, advertising is one of the first categories to be cut in order to decrease spending. Eastman presents the importance of techniques in the broadcasting in an article about structural accuracy in on-air promotions. Eastman writes, "Over the last 3 decades, the marketing of media programs or promotions gradually gained in importance to broadcast networks for 3 inescapable reasons: increased program cost, increased competition, and increased user remote controls. The struggle to find the best method for creating revenue impacts not just the local WNEG station, but also the rest of the network's functioning. In global economy, the competition gets larger with more sources in entertainment as well as sources of competition. The article written by Albert Moran, a professor of arts in Australia, presents one of the impacts of global economy on the television market. Moran presents the start of a never-ending interruption with the advertisement era. Branding practices have grown significantly in the 1980s, so that there was an increasing awareness of the commercial value not only of program titles, but also of their ingredients. In broadcasting, the advertisement are still a major influence in the revenue collection. The economic situation in this area has been a significant impact and a key modifier. Moran also states that the changes in the media industry is brought about by a unique intersection of modern technologies of transmission and reception, innovative forms of financing, first ways of imagining the audience, novel forms of content, and new constructions of the television commodity. The use of shows that have become international, for example Ugly Betty, has created television that is internationally recognizable. Moran further explains the concept by comparing the media to a chameleon. By contrast, the format program has the capacity to be customized and indigenized to help meet local tastes and expectation. The format program is chameleon-like in its capacity for this kind of transformation. The broadcasting stations, while being similar in the issues that they face, as well as their functions, change in order to fit the niche of the media market, economical situations, or other factors. WNEG is an example of how a station fits a niche and echoes a national and global issue locally. The scope of the effects of the economy and the overall shaping of the broadcasting is impossible to analyze completely. However, insight to the local station allows to see the overall workings of the economic downfall in the broadcasting area as a whole. The case study of WNEG provides an example of the change of an institution to fit the changing times. The prognosis of economy is ever-changing. The broadcasters get to decide how to work out specifications in a certain given time. However, before they realize, they may be back to using the same methods they were used a full decade ago. Economic strategies are similar to a revolving door. It turns depending on the side that is being pushed and how strongly it is being pushed.